Hello everyone, welcome to the another episode of Let's Grow channel series. Today I am very excited to introduce a very special guest. She is a health science major on the physical therapy track. She is junior just like me at the Springfield College with diverse interests in acting, reading, music and sport. She brings a well-rounded perspective to our conversation. She is also a very good friend of mine, none other than Veronica Pileggi. Welcome, Veronica.
Hi, Raj.
How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Before starting the conversation, let me say a fun fact. Veronica and me, we work in the Springfield College library. And last Monday, I went when she was working on the IT center, and I asked, "Would you like to be a guest on my podcast?" And finally, we are here.
I
See,
know.
wow, that's interesting. Uh, Veronica, we are just coming out from the spring break. How was your break?
Yeah, it was really good. I honestly worked for a lot of it, but I was able to see a few friends and hang out with family, and it was really good to just spend some time relaxing at home for sure.
That's interesting. Wait, do you like the regular college day or the break days?
All right, hot take. I actually don't mind like during school days. I obviously love college off days. Who doesn't? Like you can relax and not do stuff. But I also actually do enjoy um, going to class and stuff. I feel like it just kind of keeps me on track, and I'm able to see people and stuff. So I honestly kind of like both. I don't really have a preference.
Oh, that's nice. Uh, that's nice. I want to ask because last time I saw you in the college IT center. Uh, do you like working there or not?
I actually love it. I I think it's really nice to do something outside of, for example, what I'm studying for classes. Like, I'm not taking any computer courses. I'm not doing any classes like that. And I feel like today, especially since like technology is becoming so big, I think it's nice to be there because you're working with. I mean, it's mostly just like answering Wi-Fi questions, helping people out with like password resets, and then asking like the technicians if they're available for something. But I really enjoy it because I learn new stuff and I get to kind of do something to keep my day going, which is really nice.
I think this is one of the great approach of seeing the work, basically the work in the college. I like your perspective, but I wanted to ask because even in the library when I work there, I think that is one of the best job because there are no a lot of people. You can do assignment there. So what do you do when there is no people? When there is no one asking for the help?
Yeah, so I do homework. So obviously if I have things for classes, it can get really quiet there, especially if you're not working with another student, because at times we'll have two people on. Sometimes it's just one. So it's a good time to get work done. I can study. A lot of the time I do the New York Times games, like the Wordle, like connections and things like that. But I mean, that's pretty much it. And then helping anyone out if they have any questions, but mostly homework.
Yeah, I think this is the one of the great things working in library, as I said, because you can do the homework. Even though when I love studying on the front desk of the library because, like, if I spend 3 4 hours studying alone, sometimes you feel sleepy, but on the front desk, I never feel sleepy.
Yes.
So that is a very good part working on the library.
I think also because they have the big windows in the front, it's nice that the light comes in and people are coming in and out. So it's nice.
Oh, that's nice. Pernika, I want to learn, want to know a little more about your college experience. You always look very happy and confident. It feels like you have always been here. And last time we were talking, and you said that I transferred to the Springfield College, and even though you have also changed your major, so I want to know, can you reflect a little more about that journey?
Yeah, of course. I'd love to. So, I actually spent my freshman year at Emerson College in Boston, and I was studying sports broadcast journalism, which is completely different than what I'm doing now. And I mean, I made a lot of really good friends, and I think Boston is a really great area, and it's fun to visit and see friends and things like that. But it just didn't feel like the right fit for me. The school was very much in the city, and you don't really have a campus. Your campus is the Boston Commons, which at times can be nice, but other times it can just get to be a lot. So there was that, and then I was also looking into changing my major, so I just felt like I wasn't getting enough from there. So we said, all right, let's try something new. And so I'm actually from West Springfield, so like my home base is like 25 minutes from here. My mom graduated from Springfield, so when I was looking at schools to transfer to, she's like, check out Springfield, like check them out. They have a sport management program. I'm like, okay, maybe that's better, I guess. So then I came into the sport management program here, and I was like, oh, I love like the campus here, like the community seems well, but then the sport management track, I felt like I again was I felt like I was yearning or longing for something more, and a few of my friends happened to be in the health sciences, exercise sciences, and I saw them doing like the different homework they were doing and activities, and I was like, wait, like I really like this. And so like for example, I've had to do physical therapy and occupational therapy before for like injuries I've had. So it just kind of all worked out, and now I'm in that track now, and I really enjoy it. So
Wow, that's great. You mentioned about the Boston. Actually, last 2 day, Friday and Saturday, I was also in Boston,
oh my gosh.
Boston University for the hackathon. It was very good experience, and I think most of the time we go to the Boston for the hackathon and other fintech events, because Boston is the city which is close to us, and a lot of event happens. And there is one interesting thing that I just found, because I have a friend, his name is Michael, and his parents were also the Springfield College alumni. So people are very passionate about the college. Like in my country, it is very rare that the son goes to same school where the parents go. It's very, very, very rare. But here, like they are so proud about, like, this is Springfield College alumni, and they send like his father came to the Springfield College, his mother came to the Springfield College, he is in
Gosh.
Springfield College, his sister came to the Springfield College. So I see the very strong alumni networking. And as you also said, your mom came here and she recommended. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And we are talking about the major changing. I was before this. I was doing a reading a research paper. Like in United States, almost 80% students change their major.
That's crazy.
And do you know why I'm saying this? Because in my country, the place where I come from, and is mostly in the Asia, like India, even in Nepal and Bangladesh. Like if you go to the high school, like if you go to the college and you choose, even in the high school, if you choose the science stream and there is commerce stream, if you choose the commerce stream, you will never can study the science things.
What?
But here you can change your major anytime. This is so crazy. So this is one of the great things about the US education. Like you can, because we don't know, and you can change, you can take your classes as per your interest whenever you want. But
Yes.
back to the country, you cannot. If you decide once you are commerce, you cannot get any classes of the science.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane. So I'm so lucky that I'm here and I'm taking a lot of the other classes. And also in the research I found that on average, uh, out of 10 student, one student changed their major more than once. This is so interesting. I have also changed my major thrice. So I want to ask, how is your experience being in Springfield College so far?
Overall, it's been great. I think it was really interesting for me to come from. I mean, Emerson, the school I went to before, is a very small school. Springfield's even smaller. So it's funny because I tend to be a very outgoing personality that I did see myself being at like a big university, especially when I was transferring. I was looking at schools that had larger campus size, like more students. And so coming here, I was a little bit nervous that I was going to be almost like too much for the school. Uh, and not the case at all. I mean, the people here are amazing, and I absolutely love it. I think everyone is really welcoming, which helps. And even like they talk about during NSO and throughout the year about like, oh, you see someone on campus, like say hi or hold the door. And I feel like we like still uphold those values, and like that just makes me feel really comfortable being here. So I really like it. I also love our campus. Like although sometimes the weather can be kind of sucky because it's New England. Um, I think it's nice how much greenery we have and like how spaced out the campus is, but it's also not so big that you're not meeting half the student body. So,
Yeah, I like the way you talk about our value at Springfield College. Yeah, holding the door, saying hi to the people. I think this is one of the things that make Springfield College one of the best college, one of the most welcoming. Because even though I'm here since from last 3 year, and I never feel homesick because I feel like everyone is like, even though if I'm going from here to the Cheney, there will be three, four, five, seven people who will say hi. So you will never feel like you are alone. So this is one of the best part about the Springfield College. And if you are looking for that environment, come to the Springfield College.
yes.
Second thing, Veronica, talk about like our greenery, our environment. I think I will not miss. Also, we have a lake, and in Union, it has a one of the great view.
Right.
And even though in our Springfield College library, if you go on the second, third, fourth floor, we have the view of playground and everything. That is, I think, one of the best that I have ever seen in any other colleges.
Yeah, I agree.
So we really have one of the great scene, great views, great scenario, great greenery, everything great. This is so interesting. And I was talking about a little about my high school. How is the high school in my country? You have been to high school in United States. What is the difference in college and high school?
Well, I think it's really interesting. So my freshman year, I actually went to like my local city's high school, and then my sophomore year, kind of like college, I actually transferred to a private school in Granby, Massachusetts called McDuffie. And we actually have a lot of boarding students there. So it's not just like a local school. So, I mean, we had kids from Spain, a lot from Europe, Asia, like a mix of a bunch of different students that are also like living on campus, kind of like college. So for me, I think the only like big difference was I was still living at home, but what was nice is we still had spaces in between classes where you could just like relax. If I think it was like your junior or senior, you could leave campus for a little and come back during classes. That was nice. I think the biggest thing is the time management. I feel like during high school, even though I had that spaced out time and it wasn't as demanding work wise, I feel like I was very much on like school wise kept on a schedule of like, okay, like these assignments are due here, the teachers are very much on you, like, hey, we're in class, you know, things like that. Whereas in college it's a lot more free, um and you really have to like focus in on like giving yourself a schedule. And I feel like college is a little bit easier in a sense. Like as long as you stay on task with your work, I feel like you're fine. Like you make a good connection with the professors, like you'll be good. So I don't know. I feel like college is actually a little bit easier, but it also wasn't that different for me just because the school I did go to had it was almost like a college prep type school.
Wow, that is so interesting. Okay, let me take the opportunity to explain about the high school in Nepal. Oh my God, I think you said the college is easier. So I agree. College is way, way, way easier for us. Like in my high school, it's like Sunday to Friday, like 6 day in a week. And the college, like my college, it used to be start from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. and sometimes like 3:30, and like every day. And like here, if like sometime we have a class from 9 to 10 and there is a gap and then another class. But in Nepal, like you sit in one class, and if the one period one class end, you do not change, you do not go to other class. The professor come and it's like continuous study, and they just have 30-minute break. That's like crazy, crazy.
That's tiring.
And that is that, even that is not the crazy part. Crazy part is that they take the exam, like paper exam, almost at the end of the semester, or not semester, it's like yearly, and you need to memorize everything from the beginning. It's like crazy. I remember how was our exam.
No, I struggle taking our midterms, and that's just like beginning section. I can't imagine like I I feel like in college, obviously for some finals they're cumulative, but I feel like they only take like one or two things that apply to what you're doing now. instead of like you have to remember like everything from the beginning, everything from the middle, and everything from the end, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, and the great part about the United States education is that like everything, like exam is not 100%. Our assignment has some grade. Our whatever we do, like class attendance. But in Nepal, like everything, like your grade is the final exam that you took, which is cumulative and everything. You need to memorize the definition. Oh my God, that's crazy. That's
That
crazy.
is crazy.
Oh, so I'm so happy to be in the college like this where like college is like very easy peasy for me and a lot of international student because now you understand why it is so easy for us.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
so this is why a lot of international students have 4.0 GPA. No, really, like I
Right?
think I do not know any international student who do not have a A. Like everyone has A plus. Yeah.
Really? Must be nice.
Yeah, that's so nice. So we are talking about the school. I want to ask one question. Uh, can you share a funny or unforgettable event that happened to you in the college or high school? Okay, let's make
Okay,
it easier.
I have two. One from my old college and one from here. I don't know if they're really like that funny, but like when I look back at them, I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm a really clumsy person. Like I trip and fall over like air, anything.
Really?
And so in when I was at Emerson, it was like during first semester, like you're still new, and it was breakfast time. And usually, I feel like there's not like at some colleges, like students don't really get breakfast like at the dining hall, from what I've noticed. But at Emerson, everybody gets breakfast at the dining hall. And so the way it is the top floor. It's like there's a big staircase in the middle to go down to the second floor, but it's all the railings are all glass, so you can see everything that's going on, and the stairs are glass. So when you go down, everyone can see. And I had just gotten a pair of new sneakers. And I'm like, oh, like I'm fine, whatever. And I went to walk. I slid down the entire staircase and like hit my bum, and it was so embarrassing. And everyone just stares because, of course, they're like, "Who's this person that's sitting on the floor?" And that was like horrifying. And then, I mean, after a while, people forgot, but like it was
Yeah.
embarrassing. And then here, when I transferred, my first day of classes, I lived in Abbey, and I was like, okay, like I'm ready to go. I'm excited. I walk out of the dorm. I go to cross the street, cross Alden Street, and everyone's out going to classes, and I tripped over the curb, and like my water bottle fell out. It started like clunking on the floor, like my backpack. And there were these two guys. I don't even remember who they are. Shout out if you see this. Thank you so much. I don't know. They were so nice. They're like, oh my God, are you okay? Like, here's your water bottle. And I'm like, thanks, like, whatever. So I throw it in my bag. I'm like, going into the PE complex. I get to the little, like, turnstiles thing where you have to put your ID, and it didn't work. So I, like, knocked myself in. And again, they're like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm good, thanks. Like, so I think those are like my two. Like, I will never forget. Like, right when I came to each school, like something happens, and I'm like, here we go. Like,
Oh, I'm
I embarrassed myself once again.
I'm so sorry to hear. But see, this is like when you fall in Springfield College, people were there to help.
Yes, they were
They-
nice. They
yeah.
asked if I was okay.
Wait, I have a funny incident that it just came to my mind. Wait, I also work as a cashier in Union, and one day I was cashier, and I will not say. I think her name is Victoria.
Oh my God, you did this to me. You did this to me, Mirage.
No, that this is the different one. I will say the different one.
Okay.
Wait, I think you were also and she came and like it was a little bit like a serious moment. I was and she came and I think she didn't have the ID card, and I put everything and she said that can you have my number please? I say I'm so sorry, I'm committed right now. She was like what? And I'm so sorry. She said no, that was so funny.
Mirage.
She said can you have my like ID number? She said can you have my number please? I said oh I'm so sorry, I'm committed. She become red, white, blue, everything in a second.
You're like, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, that is hilarious.
I'm so sorry. But she said, no, that was funny. Yeah. Thank you for sharing the incident. I think your was more funnier than mine.
No, yours is better.
I have more incident. Maybe I will share while we go down. Now, Veronica, I was last time we talked. You were also a college athlete, and so I just wanted to know that what is the sport? What sport do you play? And tell us about your journey as a student athlete.
Yeah, so I think it's kind of funny. Like, I feel as if hearing like student athlete, I feel like I'm supposed to be on like one of the varsity teams and like really good in playing. I'm on the women's club rugby team. Shout out women's rugby. I absolutely love them. So I had never played rugby before, and I started last year, like sophomore year when I came in, and absolutely loved it. So fun. Last season, so the end of last year's season and then this year's season, I was injured, so I wasn't able to play, and that really sucked. But I mean, I enjoy it. I think it's really nice being on a club team. I mean, I respect the varsity athletes like times a million, but I think being on a club team, at least in like my experience, is really nice because it just feels, in my opinion, like I've done a lot of like competitive teams before. It just feels like more fun because our practices are like kind of later. Games are on the weekends, and like you still have time for friends and classes and things like that. But I really enjoy it. I think it's really fun.
Yeah, that's so interesting. And Veronica, you say that you got injured last year, and so that you were not, you didn't play. But I wanted to ask, like, do you know? I think this is the great sportsmanship that we see in the people. Like, I know a lot of people who got injured and they leave that game, but you are still want to play the game. So, what does the injury mean to you? And I also want to ask, like, has your injury made your passion for the game weaker or stronger, and why not?
I think any injury makes it stronger for me just because I am a very competitive person, like in the athletic aspect, like the best I can be. And I've dealt with injuries and having to step away from a sport like a while. I've had 5 concussions. Yeah, from I played basketball like all my life, and so that was really crazy, and I had to step away from that sport, which was really hard for me. And then you think you step away from basketball and you join rugby, which is crazy. But I think it just makes me enjoy it more. It makes me appreciate it more because when you have an injury and you're not playing the sport and you're not able to be on the field and you're seeing all your teammates like playing and they're hanging out and they're doing stuff, it's like you can go, but it almost feels as if like you're kind of withdrawn. So then I feel like at the time I feel weaker and I'm kind of like, oh, do I want to go back? Like, am I going to be at like my full like level and like potential? But I think once I get back into it, then I feel stronger and like that drive just kind of builds up, and I'm just excited to be back. Really.
Yeah, that's so interesting. That is so inspiring. I just one question pops up to my mind, and I want to ask because you say that you were in the team, you were not in the team. Again, you are going to the team. A lot of people say that. I think it is very easy to make friendship, like close friendship, when you are in team. How like is it true? Like how much this is true, and what do you see when you are in the team? Like when you are playing with them, how was that friendship, and when you are off the game, how was that friendship? Can you put more light on this?
Yeah, I feel like that's such a great question because I think if you like the sport, or even if you're starting off and you like the sport, these people you're gonna, I feel like, make a connection because you're both there for the same reasons, or you're all there for the same reasons. And I think being on a team also, like the expectations are very much like you're cheering on your teammates, you're not making anyone feel bad. You want to build these connections because that makes you stronger on the field. Like physical aspect is something, but that social like friendship, relationship between you and your teammates also makes a big difference of how you act on the field. And so I feel like being a part of a team is really nice because you constantly have those people that support you. I think it can be a little bit different off the field because some people might have a tighter connection with someone. But I think still, I mean, in hopes you have a good team, like you guys are going to see each other kind of like it is on like campus, but you're going to stop and you're going to say, hey, how's it going? Like, how's your injury update? Like, how's this? Like, we can't wait to have you back. I just feel like it gives another aspect of like family. And I think that being a part of a team or even a club, like it doesn't have to be specifically a sport, whether it's like a club that you're doing. I think being in an environment with a group of people who have shared interests is something that really deepens those connections.
Veronica, point out one of the great things. There are some of the students who might feel lonely or who do not, who having the hard time to make the friendship. I think this is one of the great way, like being in the team or joining the club. The way you point out, I think that will help. So if anyone are having that issue, if anyone are struggling, please take the Veronica word, join the team, or come to. We have a lot of clubs. Come to the club meeting, and we bet you'll find one of the best people, one of the best friend that you are looking for. Uh, and now I want to talk about something again related to the game. I was just talking to your LinkedIn profile and I saw that you work as a guest service representative at the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. Wow. Wait, I have been there one time with one of my very good friend Mike, and it was like, oh my god, I have never seen something like that. That was like really fascinating. Uh, and guys, let me tell about one thing that James Naismith was a student at Springfield College when he invented the game basketball. That's why Springfield College is also known as the birthplace of basketball. First, why did you choose to work at the Hall of Fame? And my second question is, many basketball enthusiasts dream of working there. So, how did you get that job?
Yeah. So, as I've mentioned, I've played basketball like all growing up. I live in West Springfield, so I'm like 25 minutes from here. I'm about 15 minutes from the Hall of Fame. So I've been really close to the Hall of Fame, but I had never actually gone and visited before, but I knew of it when like going to Cold Stone or something like that of the sort. And so um, I always knew it was there, but I like liking basketball. Obviously, that's something. I mean, even if you don't like basketball, it's something to go visit. But it was something that I really liked, and so actually, one of my uh, during a game, I got really close with one of the referees, and he started like refereeing like pretty much like all of my games that like my team had played, and so we just kept talking on and off, and then once I grew up and I was old enough to get a job, he was like, "Hey, how are you and your brother?" Because my brother is a couple years older than me, and he was also like looking for jobs and stuff. And he was like, "The Hall of Fame, like we're looking for a couple people, and I think you'd be perfect. Like my boss was asking me if I had any recommendations, and I feel like you're a really good personality. You like the sport. Like how would you feel about that?" And I mean, I was absolutely pleased. Like I'd love to. So I was able to get it through him, but it's one of the best experiences I've ever had. Like I don't ever want to leave. I love it there. Like
Oh
it's so
wow, love
great.
to hear that. No, no, please guys, if you have not been there, go to the Hall of Fame. This is like really one of the great places that you need to visit. Uh, so you have worked there from long time. So I wanted to ask, like, tell about your experience so far working at the Hall of Fame. And the most important thing is that what is the one cool thing that you want all the audience to know about the Basketball Hall of Fame?
Yeah. So I my experience there, as I said, has been phenomenal. It's really nice working with. I mean, I have people that I'm working with around like my same age, and then we also have some older guys who have retired from their previous job. So now they do this kind of on the side as like a fun gig. So it's really nice getting to talk to all of them and like hear them talk about like their experiences, and it feels more fun than work at times, especially like you're seeing a bunch of um, people, a lot of international people come, but you're meeting people from all over the country, all over the world coming together to enjoy this experience of the sport of basketball, which I think is so amazing. And like my favorite part is when you work there, like you get to work certain events. So I get like I've done it I think for 3 years now. I got to work the enshrinement, like when the Hall of Famers get inducted.
Wow.
And you get to meet a lot of cool people. Like of course you have to stay professional, but I think that's like my favorite part is being a part of such a big event. And being an important aspect of helping out with that is pretty amazing. And something that I don't know if it's like cool to know, but like something that I think is so funny is we have when you walk in, there's different footprints of different players on the floor, and you can like size your foot to them. But they have Sue Bird's foot right next to the ticket booth. And my favorite thing, because I think it's so funny, is when people come up and they go, "Oh my God, Sue Bird! Like this is Larry Bird's daughter." And I look at them and I'm like, No, they're actually not related at all. Like, she was in the WNBA. She retired from the Storm in 2022. Like, I promise you, they're not related. So I guess one cool fact would be that, like, she's not related to Larry Bird now. But yeah, I mean, I love it.
Oh,
So.
wow, I love, and the great thing is like if you are really passionate about something, if you really like your job, you can see that expression on the face, and I see that expression on your face. So I was just enjoying that moment.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you very much for sharing the great view perspective about the Basketball Hall of Fame. Veronica, you seems very interesting people. You are interest. You have diverse interests. So I wanted to ask about what is your hobbies? Do you have leisure time or not? And if you have, what do you do?
Yeah, I mean, I do make sure to give myself some leisure time when I can. But I love to read. I have always loved reading since I was a kid. Right now, my current book is I don't know, I can't remember the title, but Katie Couric, she's a journalist, and I'm reading her autobiography right now. So right now, a lot of my time is focused on reading that. But I mean, getting myself out, like I'll call up my cousins and say like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" And I'll just hang out with family, which is a big thing for me because I'm really close with them. Getting ice cream with friends is always fun. I love doing that. Um, and I mean, so I also spend a lot of time on social media. Don't get me wrong, I'm a really big fan of TikTok. And I love watching like the different acting videos because that's like a passion of mine on the side. So, I mean, really just spending time with people that I care about, watching movies and reading. I love reading. So,
Wow, I like the way you talk about the reading. I think this is one of the great things I found in American people. They love reading. They love about the reading, and reading is a passion here. Like you can find the library almost everywhere. But in back to my country, I think there is no library in my city. There
what?
was one too, but it is not active. Like in my village, there was no library, literally no library.
That's
So
crazy.
yeah, so the reading culture is very good here. And so you said you love reading about the autobiography. What is the other things that you love reading about, and why you love reading about the autobiography?
Yeah, I mean I love fantasy books. Like I like the Harry Potter series. I've read that. I like rom-coms, like romantic comedy like books because I feel like they feel real, like in the sense of I feel as if I'm watching a movie, but there's more detail to it and it's like that realistic fiction that I like. I really like autobiographies in the sense of like very like current people in the news or like younger people. Like another one that I read was The Heir by or The Spare, sorry, by Prince Harry because I like love the royal family or whatever. But I think reading about like younger people who are like in current news and things like that is really interesting just because that's how our world is today. Like they're living in the same time period as me, but like they're doing something so different. So I think it's just interesting to see like what different people do. And honestly, like with certain autobiographies, like some things like I aspire to take from them, or like certain routes that they've taken throughout their journey that I'm like, oh wait, like that would be really beneficial for me to do the same. So I think also almost like taking advice from them is something that I love. So it almost feels like I'm making like a deeper connection with myself in a sense, which I think is pretty cool.
Oh my God, do you know, I asked this question because I wanted to say this because this is why I also love reading about the autobiography. But you cover almost everything now. I not yeah. I love the like the ups and down because everyone life is ups and down and how they take all what they learn from that so that we do not need to go through that. We can learn that things. So I think this is also why I'm like I love reading about the biography.
Yeah.
And I feel that reading someone biography it will just take couple of days but you are gaining his that 50, 60 year experiences.
Yes.
So this is why I also love reading about the autobiography. And you talk about the cousin. Now I'm very interested. How many cousin do you have?
A lot. So my mom is one of seven, and
No way.
my dad is one of five.
Wait, are you kidding me?
Yeah. So I have a lot of cousins. Like I couldn't even tell you. I don't even think I've met half of them. My family is really big. Like,
Veronica, take a guess. How many siblings do I have?
okay, well now your reaction, I'm gonna say one.
Oh no, seven because you said I'm six brother and one sister.
Oh wait, you have?
Yeah.
You're one of seven?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Wait, that's crazy. Are you the the oldest or the youngest?
I'm
You're
in
in the
the middle.
middle?
I'm in the middle. I'm in the
My
middle.
mom's in the middle
And
too.
and about the family, like in back in Nepal, we all live in a joint family. I think this is the family structure.
Okay.
Like we all live in under the same roof. Like 4 year ago, we used to live 52 member in a one house.
No way.
Because my father is six brother, one sister,
Oh my
and my father
gosh.
is the like eldest one. So he is a six son and one sister.
Oh
My
my
second, my
gosh.
my father second brother, he also have six brother, six son and one daughter.
What?
Like we have
That's
also crazy, very
crazy.
big family.
That's crazy.
That's interesting about the big family. So I was also willing to. So I love that you like you are very passionate about a lot of other things, reading book, family, spending your time. So now I have a question. Like you are a full time student, you work in the library, and we she also said that she also work in restaurant. We did not cover, but she also work in restaurant. She work in basketball Hall of Fame. She has her interest. She read about the book. So now I am jealous. Like, do you have any special agreement with the God that you get 48 hours in a day?
I wish. I wish. No, I mean, it is like my days are jam packed. Like, my weekends are like my free time, and even then, things come up, stuff like that. But it's really like my time management, and my time management isn't even that great. Like, let me tell you, but, um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It just kind of works. It just.
So what do you think? What is the key things that is helping you to keep up with the everything? And you are also very regular punctual. Like even though before, like we planned and she was like ready. Okay, we need to do this on the exact time, and she came on the time. So how do you keep yourself with these all the things and perfectly on time?
Yeah. So I keep it like an agenda, but I know a lot of people use their phone and like the Google Calendar. I don't know why it just stresses me out. I use like a physical like agenda book and I write in like anytime something comes up, I'm like, "Oh, let me check my calendar." And I will write in what I have and then obviously with the spaces that I have in between, if something else comes up, I say, "Oh yeah, like, I'm available this time or I'm available then." Using my agenda and then using my phone alarm clock. Like, okay, you have something at 4 o'clock. You need to be ready by 3 or 3:30. So then obviously I'll still have a little bit more time, but setting alarms for myself so that if I do lose track of time, because it happens, I'm still ready to like be there or do what I have to do.
Wow, that's interesting. That is inspiring. That is inspiring. Uh, Almost we are end of the our podcast. So finally, do you have any message for the student or anyone who is watching our podcast?
Yeah, I don't know. I think just, I mean, we didn't really cover this, but like being happy, like I feel it's hard to be happy all the time, but I think just like something that really does keep me going and like doing everything is just being appreciative of what I have and where I'm at in the moment and giving myself some grace in the sense of like I very much am a perfectionist and like I want to be great at everything and I want to make sure that I like am on time and I do things. So I think just understanding that where you're at, it's okay if you're at a different position than someone else, that not everybody is in the same boat and you're still going to get to that end goal as long as like you continue to persevere and give yourself a little bit of that credit for all that you're doing, because it really does make a difference if you believe in yourself.
Wow, you brought one of the great things. Like, I think I also believe, and that I think this is one of the harder things people struggle to make them to make themselves happy. And I think this is what we need to do. Everyone need to manage the things because happiness is all thing. I think it's also more about the practice. Like you need to appreciate yourself, and I love the way you say that we need to be grateful of whatever we have. Even though we are surviving, we have two hands. This is also one of the
Right.
gratefulness we have. And so I like the way you think and the way you take like be thankful for what we have. Wow, that is one of the great takeaway from this episode. Thank you.
Thank you.
Uh, Thank you, Veronica. Thank you very much for being a part of this podcast. Your journey as a full-time student, being the active on campus, managing multiple jobs, and balancing everything so well is truly inspiring.
Thank
And
you.
you are a great example of hard working, not hard working only, but smart working, I believe, and maintaining a balanced work life and routine and college life and everything.
Thank you.
So I was truly, it was a truly a pleasure having you here. I learned a lot, and I'm sure our audience will find your insight valuable as well, and they have a lot of things to take out from this podcast. So thanks again, and I wish you all the very best in everything you do.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you. Thank
I
you very
really
much.
enjoyed it.